Welcome back to the third quarter of the Bobby Dupre Show, along with my sidekick here, Mr. Andrew Guitros.
That's the halfway point of the show, and what the halfway point of the year?
Halfway point of the year. Can you imagine? It looks like it was just yesterday. We were talking about January, and here we are into July, the 7th month of the year. But they've been good. Health is good. Programs are going well. Business is good.
We're getting younger every day.
The economy is growing, is getting better. Acadiana, the home building, just the vehicle sales hit an all-time high. It was since 2008 when the recession started.
Right.
For the other part, we're going to talk about the other part, but it affected us too, but not bad like in some areas of the nation and the world for that matter, because we have a global economy. They like to use that word, global economy. Well, this is not a global story, but it's a story of a person that asked that I please let his friends and her friends, the wife, I'm speaking of Ted Gurry and his wife Dot, have sold their mail center that they've had for 15 years. It looks like it was maybe 7 or 8 years. You have used them. Well, the business has been sold, and they handle UPS, the Postal Service, FedEx, a real thriving little business right there.
When I had warranty repairs, a lot of times I'd go in there and they had a box and some packing. They'd help me pack it up and send it off.
And Nature Health Store, Mr. Wayne Toothman, purchased the business and located at 939 Cresswell Lane in the business known as Nature Health Store.
So he's going to do the packaging and shipping there?
There, yeah.
Excellent.
Yep.
So
And Ted and his wife Dot say thank you so much. And also, he was a sales agent for
Century 21.
Century 21. So we want to thank you for your service over the years, and we wish you nothing but you know, happy, healthy retirement. You're going to be traveling a lot, but when you get back, maybe you're going to want to sell a few pieces of property, come back and see us. We're waiting for you, Ted.
There you go. And let's talk about the Quarters Casino. When you're going to do that traveling, you need some fuel. Stop at the Quarters Casino and Travel Plaza right there at I-49, exit 23, just north of Opelousas. It's got great Chevron diesel and gasoline, well lit, well covered, good concrete to keep your feet clean. You go inside and get you some crispy, crunchy fried chicken, some good Subway sandwiches. They've got El Pico de Gallo, authentic Mexican cuisine and restaurant. You can get your plates there to go or to eat there and enjoy a good margarita while you're there as well. They got all that good Stuckey's candy. I like to get that old-timey Stuckey's candies in there. Great, huge, clean convenience store. Go by. And one more. How about the medicine shop here in town? Go by the medicine shop. And right now, if you're a patient with diabetes, don't forget the medicine shop helps you with all the things you need for diabetes testing. They've got the True Test meters. They've got the strips and the lancets as well. They can help teach you how to use that equipment. You know, you get the stuff you're not sure what to do. They'll show you. They'll explain to you how the whole thing works. They even got the special diabetic shoes to help that padding and to help cushion it. You know, you got to watch those extremities that they're healing well. They've got the special shoes for you as well. Go by the medicine shop, and don't forget about them also for all that good MetaFast meals. If you're trying to lose some weight, you can buy the meals all pre-made, pre-put together.
And keep the weight off.
And easy for you to put together at your house. You don't have to make a huge thing, go hunt all these parts and pieces out to build this meal and measure this and weigh that. It's all pre-measured for you. And they'll coach you over there with Dirk and his wife, Liz.
And the next picture would be a home that's being built for Mr. and Mrs. Byron Briggs. I showed you last program or the week before. They had the framing up, but now you can see the roof lines, beautiful roof lines. New homes today is all about roof lines. And this one, of course, you can get an idea of the roof lines. This is the first protective coating they'll be coming with the roof, I'm sure, in the next few days. They must be waiting on the next crew to come in, because there wasn't a whole lot of activity going on this week unless it was inside. Right. And that could have been taking place. And of course, here you have Miss Mary Jackson. She was walking out after having lunch at Crawfish Corner, and she works with Security Life. That was last Thursday. And thanks for the kind words and the good words about the Bobby Dupre Show. Thank you, Miss Mary, and good luck to you. And two other people that were sitting near us, Mr. Bobby, we just want you to know we watched the program. So I pulled my camera out and took a picture of Brenda and Clyde Quibido from the Paconya, Louisiana area, Port Barre, Crotts Springs, Leonville area there. And the picture, the young man that was with me and talking is Brandon RV, my new friend, the boxer from Mamou, Louisiana. And I said, how you wear glasses? I said, pretty kind of, you know, you can tell they kind of tick you. But he says, I have no problems in the ring. I said, okay, because I was thinking maybe he was wearing contacts, but I don't think that would work either. But anyhow, he says, I don't let them get too close to me, Mr. Bobby. Don't worry, they're not going to hurt me. And here is Miss Roberta Fontenot and a couple of her sisters. They were having lunch at the Crawfish House.
Right, Papa's Crawfish House and Grill.
Yep, and Barry really does a big business there. Good food, good service, and we thank him for putting up with us sometimes. And that's a picture of Brandon and I. And then we have a picture of Brandon with his cousin. Let's see, that's Arthur and Monique Eaglin had just got married, and I said, yeah, but I want a picture. You say you're at the wedding. I said, take a picture. So he did. He went and get them, and they had already taken that. That's right after the wedding.
Congratulations.
And that's correct. Congratulations to you all. They're cousins to Brandon. One of them, I don't know if it's Arthur or Monique, but cousins. And I think they're from the Mamou area also. So.
Very good.
And this is a young man I've known, I guess, ever since he was a young one. He's not a kid anymore. And Mike Sylvester. And if you have a refrigerator, might be giving you a little bit of your ice maker, oven, appliances, and wash and dry. He's really good and fast on that, and he does a good job and very reasonable, I might add. And
he comes by that reliably, because his daddy, Mr. Birchman Sylvester, when I was a little bitty boy, I remember climbing in the washing machine to see what he was working on at Mama's house when I was a kid.
You know, I've got to get my, well, yes, I'll get it out in a minute.
What you looking for?
My obituaries.
Okay. What you got? Well, why don't we
Leslie,
look at this?
Joe Riley died while I was gone. And Joe Riley, formerly with, Joe Riley was formerly, when he came out to service, went to work at Border-Mullers. Then he part-time at night to bring in more income to take care of that family of his. He started working at the Dairy Queen here in Opelousas. And over a period of time, he ended up being the successful owner of the Dairy Queen. And you remember Carl.
And Little Chef, too, I guess.
And Little Chef at that time. That's correct. And
Carl.
Very nice people. Carl is one of his sons. And I had met Leslie, the daughter, who is married to one of Birchman and Becky's sons. Met them at Back in Time, Wanda's place one day, and had a long visit. And Leslie has done quite a bit of research on the orphan train movement. Joe's father was one of the orphan train riders and was raised in the Leonville area, if my memory serves me correct. And so we've had a friendship, and I spoke to her, and she also gave me Carl's number, because Carl is now with the Department of Financial Institutions for the state of Louisiana. He was in banking, and of course now he's an auditor of banks. And I didn't have his cell number, but I didn't get a chance to call yet and offer my sympathies. I was gone over the weekend, and one of the first things that I read when I got back Sunday night was that Joe had been buried, I think that was Saturday. So to the Riley family, my deepest of sympathies. And Leslie, thank you, and let's keep our...
And while we're talking about the Orphan Train, July 14th is when you have the annual gathering here at the Orphan Train Museum, again, from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. That's over in the Vieux Village right there on South Academy Street.
Real nice facility. facility, and you don't have to be an orphan train descendant to come. Just if you have some interest in history, that is a historic movement. We had over 2,000 of these babies brought into the state of Louisiana, mostly in Acadiana area, practically all of them, because they were in a Catholic orphanage home in New York City, New York Foundling Home. And so when they came down here, they were looking for Catholic homes.
A lot of Catholic families.
Catholic, not all Catholic families, but a lot of them were. And the nuns would come by periodically and check on the youngsters to see that they were getting an education, and also to see if they were still going to church on a Sunday basis. So,
and this kind of thing, it wasn't talked about a lot at that time. You know what? I was talking with
Daddy never talked about it.
When I talk with James Doge, you know, who's big in history, he and I were talking about this week. He says that the obituary for Father Ingberink, who was the priest that helped to get the orphans here, 6-column obituary, huge long obituary, you know, dozens and dozens of priests from all over came for the funeral. He said there's not one word in the obituary about the orphan train, not one word, because it was
Daddy never
wasn't talked about.
We never talked about it at home. I didn't know anything about it till I was out of college, and he handed me a little 2x1 with New York Foundling Home, and he said, Shad, would you write to these people and find out who my mom and dad is? Well, I busted out crying. I mean, it shook me up.
Now, the older brothers knew John and Cody?
Well, the kids at school,
they knew.
And they would pick at him. They say, yeah, that's not your, you know, your dad is not really a Dupre. Y'all don't know what his name, you know.
So you were young, and most of your school was here in Opelousas.
Yeah, in Opelousas, they didn't know about it. Nobody knew. I didn't know, and nobody knew, and Cody and John never told me, you know. It was just one of those things. And he used to talk to Mr. Andropon, worked for St. Landry Supply. Can't think of his, Mr. Victor Andropon.
That's right.
And that Mrs. Andropon gave me the little suit that Mr. Victor had come. She donated to me, and
gave it to the museum.
I gave it to the museum.
Now, he was very good friends with your dad?
Well, no, but Daddy would walk to work. He lived on Walnut Street, and he would walk in the front of the little cafe, and every now and then Daddy would go talk to him. They knew, I'm sure that was the connection, you know, but never at that time. I just thought they were just friends, you know.
Right.
But they had a connection.
And watch out for each other.
Yeah. It's quite a
interesting story.
It gives me the goosebumps just talking about it. Lord, what? Just think, if Daddy hadn't come down here, I wouldn't be up here running my mouth.
Who knows where you'd be? You'd be somewhere with some Yankees.
Yeah, but I'd have never done well like I did over here. No, that smooth talker.
All right, smooth talker. Let's show some more photos. We got the sun over the Sycamore Point. Really beautiful.
Oh, beautiful.
And y'all were out fishing along some of these rigs?
And Stan and Billy Joe Muller were also fishing with us, and I didn't take hardly any pictures. I don't have a picture, I don't think, of us in the boat fishing or Stan.
Cool.
And then Friday night we went to the fights over at the casino, Cypress Bayou Casino and Hotel over in Sharrington. And that night I said, David, I'm going to treat you. You treated me to the weekend at my camp, so I'm going to treat you. So this is the breads, the different breads that came out. We didn't order this. This is just what when you sit down. This is lagniappe. And of course we didn't eat but just a little bit of it because we had a full meal. And I had to take a picture of it, but Vicky, Frederick and I ate it the next morning, believe me, with some hot coffee, and kind of warmed it up a little bit.
There you go.
And of course the fried crabs, what you call
soft shell crabs.
Soft shell crabs. It was a picture, and I didn't take a picture of it. Beautiful.
We're going to take 1 minute break and come back for the last quarter.